Okay, so we thought about it, and instead of creating different questions, we decided to use the same questions. And the reason is we want to see the difference in how I responded, or she responded, versus how I respond to those questions. Because there's not only going to be a different thought process, but there's going to be different answers for each of them. So, go ahead.
Okay. What was your first impression of me?
Well, I remember first meeting you, and you were very bubbly. You were very personable, and you were just fun. And we had a lot in common. And I just remember thinking you were very helpful to those around you. You volunteered to help set up a wedding for someone who didn't have a lot of money, and they were important to you in your life. And I just remember thinking, like, wow, not only is she's really outgoing and sociable, and she's funny and she's fun, but she's caring and she gives back.
Selfless.
Like she's selfless, and I liked that a lot.
Am I still that way? Would you say that I'm still that way, or has it changed?
No, you're still that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How has that impression changed? Oh, I just asked that.
So, I don't think it's changed. I think I've just noticed more about you. And I would say those things are true. I don't think anything's changed. I don't think you were pretending to be someone different. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I agree with you. Do I contradict myself? And if so, how?
Do you contradict yourself? Sometimes you can be hypocritical, and I don't think that you intend to. I don't think that it's something you're choosing to do. I think that it appears that you don't think before you do things. You just tend to respond. And I'm the opposite, where I'll think and think and think about how I'm going to say something. And usually I'll think it into a point where we're beyond that conversation, and it's not appropriate for me to even say my response anymore. So you might expect something of me, but then turn around and do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah. And so yeah.
Sorry. How do I deal with conflict?
You're more comfortable in conflict, but you don't like when it's directly at you. So we can be in an argument, and you can you can be saying some things that maybe I did wrong or being upset with me. But if I start confronting you directly, if I come out of the gates and I'm like, okay, if that's how it's going to be, then I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes you'll walk away. You'll just say, nope, not going to listen. You'll just walk away.
That's not my usual response.
You'll come back, but okay. You're like, nope, not listening to it. I'll walk away. And then it's not like the conversation ends. But you can definitely live in conflict longer than I can. I'll get to a point where I can't handle it anymore. So
it does wear on me, like
it wears on you, but you can also bounce back from it pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. In some cases, if you feel like it was resolved enough to your acceptance, you can bounce back like nothing happened, whereas I might be dwelling on it for some time.
Can you describe my sense of humor?
I would say, not in a mean way, but it's not as complex. You like humor that doesn't require thought process. Mm-hmm. You want something like, you like watching videos of people falling, or pranks on people, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, that is so mean. I cannot believe somebody would do that. And I'm just thinking how I would react in that situation. Whereas, like, yeah. So I would say you like the humor you don't have to think about. You don't want to think. You just want to laugh.
Pranks on you.
Yeah, and it doesn't go well. I don't like them.
What is something I do regularly that makes zero sense to you?
Something you do regularly that makes zero sense. I think that you like to discuss an issue that you're having. It's not regularly, but this is the most common thing I can think of. And you might have an issue or something that's bothering you, and you probably just want to talk about it. You don't really want an answer. You just kind of want to get it off your chest. But I'm trying to give you solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand, but I'm also like, okay, well, we can fix this if you just do this.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't like that, because then you're like, well, you're just trying to tell me what to do.
You're trying to be Mr. Fix-It, and I just want you to listen.
And so, like, I can be there for you with sympathy, but I also have this point of like, okay, well, I don't understand. If you're not going to fix it, then I don't know how to help you, because I've given you my answer.
Okay. Am I good at remembering things?
Yeah, you're really good at remembering things. You can remember like everybody's birthdays.
No, I'm not good with dates.
You used to be, before you were pregnant, you could remember every single birthday.
That's
so
true.
I think maybe the pregnancy messed with you. Changed you a little bit. But you're really good at remembering things, and you're good at, like, when you have to go places, you can just throw everything in a bag and you have 99% of everything you need.
And I'm really good at, like, remembering how to get there. Like,
Yeah.
I need one time, like, following my GPS and back. And then after that, like, I can remember.
Yeah, you can remember something after one time of doing it, whereas I have to do it. I have to make it a habit before I remember it, and then I have to keep doing it. But yeah, I would say you're much better than I am.
Am I good at balancing work life and play?
I think so.
Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom.
You're a stay-at-home mom, yeah, and you do pretty good, because like I don't know how to answer that for you, because you're like, you're family first. I mean, when you have a job, you will be like, sorry, you got to take care of everything at home. I have to go to work, which is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but besides that, you always put family first. So you'll put family before you put play. And I think I don't think that I do that. I think that I tend to be more, I have to unwind before I can take care of family, because otherwise I'm too stressed out, and I just cause everyone else to be anxious. So I think you do pretty good. I think you have your priorities pretty straight.
I try. How do I handle criticism?
You don't handle it well at all.
I don't.
No, and I don't know if that's a personality type thing, or if it's something that, because you grew up with your dad always being on you about everything. Like when you got your septum piercing, you heard it all weekend about how ugly it was and how you ruined your entire life and how you're disobeying everyone. And so I don't know if it's necessarily an ESFP thing as much as it is you're just kind of sick of everyone. Tired. You're just tired of everyone trying to tell you, what's wrong with you all the time.
I handle it well when it's not like a bullet shot at me.
Yeah, it's still really hard though to have any criticism. Even if I say, me personally, I feel like when you do this, you could do it better like this, you still take it personally, but you will turn around later on and say, okay, I was wrong. You don't handle it initially well.
Yeah. I don't handle it well. Usually it makes me like upset, and I'm a crier, so I start crying and I get upset. And then like an hour later, after I've got my emotions out of it, I can sit back and be like, yeah, I should go hug my husband and tell him he's right. Mm-hmm. Am I spontaneous?
Very. You thrive on spontaneity. Like if we could be spontaneous all day, you would love it. You would enjoy it, and I would probably have a heart attack, because my brain would be like, great, no, we got this going on. Now I gotta readjust everything. When am I gonna do this? I gotta make sure I plan this. Now everything I have. So yeah, you're really good at it, and you thrive on it.
How would you describe my intelligence level?
I think that you have, so I learned recently that there's different types of intelligence. Before this, I just thought intelligence was like, you're really good at math. But I'm noticing that there's different types of intelligence. There's like emotional intelligence, there's math intelligence. There's intelligence that has to do with, like creativity. So I think you're intelligent, but we're not intelligent in the same way. I'm intelligent.
We're not talking about how you're intelligent. We're talking
Right.
about
So you're intelligent when it comes to knowing what's appropriate for situations, knowing what kinds of relationships are appropriate. You're more intelligent with people. Does that make sense?
I am a smart woman.
No. I'm saying as compared to me, but I do think you're
I'm smart.
You are. You went to nursing school, and you were very you remembered a lot of that, and you're really good at anatomy. You're really good at memorizing.
My GPA was over a 4.
Yeah.
I'm smart.
You're a hard worker. You got all your work done. I do think you're smart. I'm just saying. When I think intelligence, what I think when I think intelligence is how I view my intelligence, which is math, which is like electronics.
But we're not talking about you.
Right. So I'm saying, yes, I think you're intelligent. And in these places, I think you're very intelligent.
Okay. Would you describe me as a person who goes with the flow?
Yeah. Yeah, you can go hang out with your family and just do whatever they do all weekend,
or just someone will text me and be like, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go do this."
They can be like, "Okay, we're gonna just go on a cruise for 3 weeks," and you're like, "Let's do it." I'm like, no.
Yeah. Have I ever overanalyzed something?
No, not really.
If
anything, you miss.
I underanalyze.
I don't even know if it's. I was going to say that I think sometimes you misunderstand what I'm saying, but it's probably just that I have a hard time getting my thoughts expressed through words.
You don't express.
So it's probably not. You probably don't analyze them enough to understand that when we're having an issue, that my intentions weren't bad. Like I had good intentions when I'm trying to convey something. No.
All of these questions you're turning to talk about you.
I don't mean to. I'm just trying to relate them and how I would think.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Stop it.
Sorry.
Okay. Am I good at multitasking?
You're very good at multitasking. Yeah, very good.
Mm-hmm. Would you describe me as decisive or indecisive?
You're very decisive. You just see something and you're like, that's what I want. I might even say, hey, are you sure you don't want to look at all these other things that they have available and go online and go to these other stores? And you're like, nope.
It's the worst.
This is what I want. I already made my decision. Why are you questioning me? You're frustrating me. Stop asking me questions. And I'm like, okay.
How do I display my emotions?
Outwardly. You get very emotionally flooded very fast.
Yeah.
Your emotions can change from, we could be having a good time and then all of a sudden we're in an argument and I'm sitting here going, I don't know what's going on. So pretty.
How would you describe my personality to a stranger in only 2 sentences?
You're very outgoing, fun, and charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how to have a good time.
Not in that kind of way.
No. You know how to like.
Yes,
you know
I
how
know
to
what
make
you're
something
saying.
fun.
I was making a joke.
Yeah.
Ha.
Oh.
This is a common thing. Like I'll make a little joke like that, and he'll like, oh no, and he starts like diving into it. I'm like, Mike, it was meant to be funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Like a good time, like not like that.
I get
wink,
it. Yeah.
Wink.
Yep.
Like
yep. I'm tracking.
What is the most frustrating thing about my personality?
Well, this relates to me, so I'm going to talk about me a little bit. I love being able to share what's in my head, and you don't like going deep, and I like going deep. So it's frustrating when I really want to have deep conversation, and you're just like moving on.
So it's frustrating because I don't like to dive in deep.
Because it
depends on what it is. Sometimes I do, but it's a rare occasion.
You just like to see it as it is, and then you don't really want to go into it. You don't really care that it's got a rich history behind it. You just want to know, Does it work? Does it not work? Do I
Yeah.
need it? Do I not need it?
What is your favorite thing about my personality?
You're just you're very loving and you're fun. And even when I'm not fun, you are the fun one in this relationship. Like I might think I'm funny, but
You're funny. You're just not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can be spontaneous. It's what I like is that when I've decided that we should go do something, you're with it and you're fun and like it's fun to have you with me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like you can just go with the flow. You can do all the things that I can't do.
Yeah. What is the one thing that you wish you could improve about my personality?
Well, I said that I wish that we could go deep, but that doesn't really matter. I would say the one thing that I would change is maybe your ability to control those emotions a little bit, because I think that creates the most conflict and the most issues in our relationship, especially because we'll get to a point where we'll have like a breaking point, and but other than that,
I just want you guys to understand that I don't enjoy that aspect about me. Like, I was crying on the phone to him this past weekend because we got into an argument because I can't control my emotions that well. And I apologize. I was crying. I said, I want you to know I don't enjoy feeling this way. I don't enjoy, like, causing arguments. Like, my goal is to not be like, okay, how much, like, stress and argument can I put on my husband today? Like, it's just, I'm a very emotional person. And I have a lot of emotions, like, all at once. And so I project my feelings. So if I've had a crappy weekend like I did, he called me with some more bad news. It wasn't even a big deal. It was just that he had to stay a little bit later at work. And I just kind of like shut down, got really rude, and I wasn't that nice of a person. I'm a nice person, but when my emotions control me, I'm not very that nice. Mm-hmm. So I don't enjoy being that way. And it's something that I'm trying to change.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be that wife. Like, that's not the type of person that I want to be.
Mm-hmm. So this is fun. It's nice to know, like, it's nice that we have the personality tests, because without knowing a little bit more about our personalities, especially mine, because it's always caused issues for me, I don't think we would be able to talk about these things so casually. I think it would be more abrasive. We would be kind of like, it would come off as we're attacking each other, but it's nice to know that, like, some of this is just who we are, and it's
like we were talking about, I think it was sometime last night, I was saying, well, he has been on this kick about, his INFJ stuff, and I'm just like, what is wrong with me that I don't want to dive in, I don't want to watch videos, like, I don't want to learn about it. And I said, was that wrong with me? Like, I've always felt like something was wrong with me. Like, what is wrong with me that I don't care to, like, dig in and to discover every little thing about this one little topic? And he said, oh, it's just your personality. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. He's like, and then he was explaining to me, like, what the letters mean. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And something else we were discussing was, I'm a big picture person, and I don't handle the details well. So, for an example, we had our grease fire, and we were dealing with insurance, and I got an email, and there's just all these little details, and he was trying to explain it to me, and I was getting frustrated because I'm not understanding. I'm like, just tell me the big picture. Like, tell me, like, where this has to go, what this has to do, and what this has to do. Don't give me all the little details in between. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's one thing he loves. He's like, I need to know all the little details. I need to know all this. Yeah. So he's trying to explain it to me, and I'm getting frustrated because I don't work that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know it was so much fun to balance a checkbook until I started doing it.
Yeah.
It was so satisfying, and she's like, yeah, I don't care about any of this.
Well, I balanced a checkbook from
No, I just mean like when I was creating all the formulas and
that's not a checkbook.
Well,
a checkbook is what you write checks out of.
Okay, excuse me. No, I said balancing the checkbook, when I was doing the budget, when I was creating a budget and I was creating all the stuff in Excel, and I was creating all these different graphs and all this stuff and tying it all together. And I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Now we can see where this is going and this is going and this is going. She's like, yeah, I don't care. Do we have money or do we not have money?
Yeah, like, dude.
So,
and he's like, well, he kind of got his feelings hurt, and he was saying that.
I was really proud of it.
Yeah, he's so proud. And I'm like, oh, that's great. And I wasn't really enthusiastic. And a little bit later, he told me that his feelings were hurt because he didn't think that I was excited about it. And I said, I'll be excited when I see that this is working and that we're putting money towards the debt and have money for our bills. And that hurt his feelings because I wasn't all excited about all little details. You know, this graph he created, which I'm proud of you. You're very smart for doing that. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But it didn't excite me like it did you. So.
Well,
Yep.
okay. Till next time.
Bye.